by the power of Grayskull.
Yo guys, what's going on? Click Jumper 1984 Red Rocks, your favorite Autobot. All day long, another strong. Like always, we're drinking that Natty Ice. If you can't figure it out by the title and the dumb opening that I did, we're going to talk about a little bit of Masters of the Universe and He-Man. Being that I was born in 1982, I got very lucky. I was fucking spoiled as shit when I was little. The one big thing, my mom was a stock manager for Kmart, and at the time in the early 80s, mid 80s, and late 80s, we had the best toys. You know we did. We fucking had everything. What happened to the play sets anymore? You know, you get the Castle Grayskull and Turtle Lair, the Technodrome, what was that? The big flagship aircraft carrier for GI Joe. She got me my original print of Optimus Prime, as well as, of course, my He-Man and my Battle Cat. This isn't my original one anymore. I had re-gotten this, actually, I picked this up again, just like a year and a half ago, or maybe a year and a couple months ago. Wife picked it up on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace for a really good deal. I'm missing a shield right now. His legs are a little loose. He's a little loose at the waist. Yeah, that spring action don't work anymore. It's just cool to have with my collection with my Voltron and my G1 Transformers. I really enjoyed the cartoon growing up. Looking back at it now, it's not as bad as what people say. I can sit down and watch a few episodes, so it gets really, really cheesy. But the Skeletor Lass, of course, is what makes it. And with the toy line, when you got some of the stuff other than the figures, I loved some of the play sets that was with it. You know, Castle Grayskull, Snake Mountain, as well as some of the vehicles. They always seem to have like a gimmick with them that always seemed to be pretty cool. And I like the fact that it, kind of mixed a couple different genres together. You had like, it's hard to explain. You had like your machine and your technologies. It's not really like steampunkish, but it kind of meets like barbarianism or kind of like medieval times, really. Conan. It's kind of that's what He-Man is based off of. But He-Man really isn't a barbarian more than, but you can kind of relate certain people having a secret identity. But he wasn't really like a kid until they redid it in the later series, the 2000 X2. That's what they call the new series. I need to go rewatch that. It's been a couple years and I don't remember much of it. The main reason I think I want to talk about it, since a lot of the hype's died down, is about Revelations. For me, I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was as bad as what people were moaning about. I can see certain people's points. They were calling Kevin Smith out. Well, he said it was going to be the continuation of the original one, and it wasn't. But it's his interpretation of what could have happened, I guess. And he promised it. Was going to be going to finish the original filmation, but he doesn't have the legal rights to it. That pissed people off. They think it's so woke because Teela was the main character and it had to be more woman focused. I don't totally hate the Teela character. I can see where it rubs people the wrong way. Yeah, she's not the best lead character. But think of a time in 1986 where Optimus Prime was killed off, and then you had Rodimus Prime. He kind of had that annoying tendencies to it. Think about that. A couple people ended up like Rodimus Prime. I enjoy the figure. I don't care much for the character. Hot Rod was pretty cool because I like how he was a little bit reckless and stuff like that. And it's like people are just bitching about the little things because it's not what they remember when they were in childhood. The Iron Cross is no longer on He-Man's breastplate, and they changed it to an H, but He-Man had an H. on his breastplate before, and there was a armor damaged He-Man or something like that. That was an H. Some people remember that. Some people forget about that. Of course, it's not the original one. Why do people complain about stuff that's not like what their childhood was? But nothing's like our childhood was anymore. It's like grow up a little bit. I I don't know. It's just my opinion on that. Yes, He-Man dying does kind of suck, and he died twice. And of course, in the first time, he was in like what after Eternity was, or where he was at with the other people who welded the Power Sword. Oh gosh, now I'm drawing like I actually watched it. It was like 3 months ago, and they told you'll never be able to come back once you die. And then he died a second time in Skeletor. Spoiler alert. Which seeing the animation with Skeletor and He-Man fighting was decent. I enjoyed that too. And Skeletor being played by Mark Hamill was, I thought it was going to be a little bit better actually. I expected better, but it's still good. But He-Man's probably going to come back. There's no way they're going to make Teela the center of the character the whole time. And the only reason, of course, I don't know anything about what's going to happen in the sequel. I think Zodak is going to be able to do something there. I'm sure he's going to show up in the series because it doesn't have to do with the balance of power in Eternia. Now we're getting a little bit off track. Maybe. I don't know. We're still talking about the same thing. The biggest thing is like everyone complaining about the change to the series. We needed someone, good sip after that. Because people seem to forget the series has changed significantly. People only bitching about what it used to be, mainly from the original Filmation cartoon. People don't remember, or a lot of people don't remember, well, usually a lot of people that are bitching about the show, that the cartoon and the comic books were all but totally different. He-Man's Power Sword wasn't his main weapon. He used the axe. He got the power from the breastplate of the circuit, or whatever you want to call what his chest piece was. Teela, the figure, why she had that snake thing, was molded after the comic, where she was going to be the Sorceress, I think, at the time, before the Sorceress was introduced. So there was a lot more changes there, but why are we only bitching about those changes from Filmation to the new Revelations? But we weren't bitching about the comic book iteration to the Filmation. And it's just like we're picking what we want to bitch about in the series. Again, it goes back to the messing with the childhood and you're not happy. I mean, there's so many things, and don't get me wrong. I'm not saying everyone has their own opinion, and I can see where you're like, oh man, it should have been like this, and everyone has their own idea of what He-Man should have been, or what the continuation should be, or how they would have done it. And heck, you think you'd do it better? Go do it. You've got the freedom to go do it, and just like he was able to do something, was not Filmation related, I'm sure you're able to do it. It's just my 2 cents. Maybe I'm wrong. That's fine too. Hey, throw your opinions down below. I'm open to them. I'm just trying to have my own opinion, and I'm sure you do. Again, throw a comment below, slap a like on this video. If you haven't subscribed, until next time, like always, drink one day.